Almost live. It's Professor Oddfellow's Penetralia.
To memorize the Grimoire of Forgetting, press 0.
Oh. Those who have gone out of touch and disappeared from our lives have quite literally ghosted themselves. What is there to do but add them to one's own Book of the Dead, complete with a sketch of a tombstone and an epitaph? This might even prompt a miracle, which I'll explain in a moment. Begin with a blank book. And how appropriate when you've been left with a void. Over the years, the number of lost friends and estranged family will tend to add up. So your Book of the Dead will need its own necropolis. Because it's blessed to be organized, map out your cemetery, either in a classic grid or a more fanciful layout. Be sure to choose a name for your cemetery, because that's one of the perks. The phrase, "never let a perk pass you by," delivers 0 Google results, but that doesn't mean anything. Don't hesitate to create themed sections, such as the Plot of Forgotten Promises and the Garden of the Unforgiven. For each lost person, design a simple headstone. A rectangle will do, or something fancier if you feel inspired, and choose just a few words for an epitaph. You might include the year you first knew each other and the year of the disappearance. If words fail you, just a name and a skull face will suffice. For epitaphical inspiration, there are some great old books, such as Here Lies, being a collection of ancient and modern, humorous and queer inscriptions from tombstones, and Churchyard Literature, light reading on grave subjects, being a collection of amusing, quaint, and curious epitaphs. Add one crack to the tombstone for each year of loss. Also, write a 2 or 3 sentence eulogy or denunciation of the lost person. This may be the most difficult part of your Book of the Dead, but it's the most important for your alchemic process of grieving and finding peace. Don't worry about being too judgmental. As was once engraved in an old churchyard, keep death and judgment always in your eye, or else the devil off with you will fly, and in his kiln with brimstone ever fry. If you neglect the narrow road to seek, the saints will reject you like a half-burnt brick. Now, I mentioned earlier that your Book of the Dead might prompt a miracle. In the unlikely event, and miracles have to be unlikely in order to be miraculous, in the unlikely event that your lost friend or estranged family member reappears in your life and restores contact, the dead, buried, and eulogized will have risen. You may consider such a reemergence as a zombie, a spectral manifestation of the dead, an illusion generated by your own psychology, or a genuine resurrection. It's really up to you and the unique way that the ravages of Father Time have affected your outlook. In the case of zombies, specters, and psychological illusions, you may wisely choose to rebuke them. A miraculous resurrection offers an opportunity to reconnect or to finally have the last word. Your last word might even be to quote the epitaph you wrote. Unbeholden and unbound, I'm Professor Oddfellow.